Hello, Ray Phoenix here. Welcome to Let's Play Twisted Metal 2, Part 2. So this time around, we're going to Amazonia, where we get a password because we go to Amazonia. We get 6 more opponents again, as per usual. And now we're going to be in the Amazon, essentially. There's fire and lava everywhere. There's ancient buildings everywhere. And this is actually one of the larger levels in the game. There's like so much, it's like so open, so wide open, yet there's still places you could hide. There's like dangers and hazards. There's that lava, you can drive in the lava, but it gradually takes out your car. And there's a sculpture, there's like a sculpted sweet tooth on there. Sweet tooth's face is sculpted on the side of that stone building. I don't know how that happened. There must be worshippers of sweet tooth or something like that, I guess. I wonder what kind of odd, hokey religions they have out in these parts of the world. Something that obviously likes lava, because there's lava everywhere, and there's building statues there. I think Mr. Grimm just threw a special weapon to me. Mr. Grimm's special weapon, I think, is still one of the better special ones in the game. But how would I know that? Because I never play as Mr. Grimm in any of these games. Really, I might play as Mr. Grimm just to, so like I say, I played through the game as Mr. Grimm, but... Oh, look, we get homing missiles up here, so we get a good, nice set of homing missiles. And also, I notice it seems to reuse a lot of the same enemies again. Like I think we fought against Spectre in pretty much every level. I'm sure we fought in the second level. And same with Mr. Slam. We fought them in a lot of the same levels too. And I think in this game, like the first game, it actually is randomized. The enemies you fight in this game are actually randomized. It picks a random selection of enemies for you to fight each time you play through the level. It's not hard-coded that you fight these enemies of this character in every certain level like it was in the first game. Look at that, they put homing missiles out in the middle of the lava too. It's actually one of the better levels of the game. It has really suspenseful music, makes you like, it sounds like almost like you're playing a horror game almost. And the beautiful design, it's like, look at the background there, it really gets you feeling you're in the Amazon. Where it's all, dangerous and hostile. The graphics of this game, I know this is a 1996 PS1 game, but the graphics of this game are actually pretty good despite the fact it uses sprites a lot. The graphics are so good, in fact, this could almost pass as being a later PS1 game, so even for early PS1 standards, this is actually really good for well, maybe not very later PS1 standards, but this game very well looks almost as good as some of the later Twisted Metal. It's okay, the later Twisted Metal games definitely did have better graphics than this one, but this game still has, really superb graphics for its time, which really gotta praise it for that. This was considered realistic and lifelike in 1996. I think we already took out one of our enemies already. We only have 5 left. We're gonna be running around a lot in this level. There's like a broken track or something. There's like hidden safety zones, like hidden things. There's weapons. So this level is full of hidden secrets. So if hidden secrets were a level, it would be this. There's all kinds of hidden treasures and hidden stuff around. This is one of the advertising. One of the big sell points of this game is the fact that it has hidden secrets and hidden things you could find. It even says on the back of the case. I know, because I still have my father's copy of this game that he got back in 1996. He actually got a copy of this game for free back in 1996 because his PlayStation broke about a year or so after he bought it, and he was pissed with Sony. So he'd call Sony every day and complain about it. Eventually they said, if you stop complaining about it, we would give you 2 games. So he chose this game and Jet Moto, the original Jet Moto. I actually still have both copies of those games from way back when I own both of them now, and yeah, so they're both of them are mine, and I still have the exact copies that I spent countless hours playing. I actually lent this game to my father back in 2010, and I also lent him my Slim PS1. Well, I didn't lend the game, I actually lent him my Slim PS1, but he used the Slim PS1 to play this game, and now I don't have a Slim PS1 anymore because of that, because we spent hundreds of hours on it straight playing Twisted Metal 2. He spent more time playing this game than the people who made this game. So much in fact that David Jaffe would call him on the phone a lot of the time and ask him if he'd give any feedback, creative feedback, or ask him questions or improvement or things like that. If there's a shield, you press up and then right, I think is what it is. You could actually activate a shield for a few seconds. It's kind of hard to pull off in this game. It's much easier to pull off the shield in Twisted Metal 4, but in this game you can pull off the shield when enemies are using their specials, and especially with Mr. Slam. It's a big F you to Mr. Slam special. You pick something nice. It's because Mr. Slam special does a crap load of damage, but if you use the shield on it, then it kind of defeats the purpose of his special. I bet it makes Mr. Slam really pissed that I'm using this shield. At least the enemies in this game don't, the computer enemies in this game don't abuse their shields like they do in Rogue Trip Vacation 2012. That's what I really don't like about Rogue Trip Vacation 2012. It's just like this game. It's also made by Single Track. It even uses the same engine as this game as well, too. Because Single Track was pissed they lost the rights to their own franchise after this game. And then that's when Sony started to get 989 to make the Twisted Metal franchise. People say 989 was the worst thing that ever happened to Twisted Metal. They really messed up big time at Twisted Metal. At least that's what everyone says. I don't know if that's necessarily true or not, but we'll see eventually. So, yeah, so we just killed off Grasshopper, which Grasshopper is actually one of the weakest characters in the game. So is Outlaw. Outlaw isn't overly weak either. Just have to ram into her. It's not even Outlaw, it's Outlaw 2. Keep calling her Outlaw, and she's really Outlaw 2. That sunset looks really nice. That should look like something could be a computer wallpaper. I keep finding things in games that look like they could be computer wallpapers. I used to use screenshots in video games as computer wallpapers. That actually was a trendy thing at one point back around the 2000s or so. Some people had used them. It's like, cool, we could go on the internet. We could find images on the internet and make them our desktop wallpaper. This is really cool. You can still do that nowadays with modern computers, but it just doesn't seem as impressive anymore. Where's the fun in that now? At least that's how I see it as. It's just something got boring. It's like a kid that found his father's gun, and he plays with it for so long, and eventually realizes, this is boring, and he just throws it away. There's only 3 enemies left, and my health is really low, and I'm on my last life, too. I don't really have any more lives anymore. At least Outlaw special weapon doesn't steal any health from your... I mean, it does take health off of you, but it doesn't give it any of it to Outlaw, so that's good. And that part, for us, that is. I think we just destroyed Outlaw there. The homing missiles really have a really long range as well, too. It's really good to stock up on homing missiles in a level like this. You can shoot at enemies from far distances and really take out a lot of health on them. Homing missiles are a really useful thing to have for a level like this. I'm dangerously low on health. There's only 2 enemies left, Mr. Slam and Twister. 2 new contestants that were added to this game. Mr. Slam's almost dead, I think. Yeah, he is. He's like really, well, not as almost dead as we are. Well, how did it happen? This got thrown away to the other end of the map, I think, all of a sudden there. I'm just using a shield. You have a limited amount of energy, too, and you use up energy whenever you use a shield or an ice shot or something like that. But it does gradually recharge. Or Tennessee right now, it's in the bottom right-hand corner. It's gradually recharging. This little room in here is actually a safety zone. Enemies can't go in here, so that's good. So we can just hide out in here, and we can just shoot at our enemies, and we actually have a good advantage over them. Another thing I really liked about this game too, I like the first Twisted Metal. There are no enemies in this game that are not ever contested. So we're just talking about the first Twisted Metal. There's so many enemies like that just stand on the side of the road. They have rocket launchers and bazookas and then they shoot them at you. Well, you don't have to worry about this game because there's none of them in this game. I think they actually took people's feedback. People probably said this whole game feedback. They thought it was really annoying as hell, so they took it out of this game and said none of the sequels either. So I guess it's good for them on that part. So now Twister's all stuff. Twister is really fast. Twister is really powerful. Twister is one of the highest rated special weapons in the game. That's because it just throws you. It doesn't even really do any real damage. It just throws you around and smacks you into things. Our special weapon's a lot better. Our Patriot missile, because it's 3 red, white, and blue missiles. These patriotic weapon that really does a decent amount of damage, a fair amount of damage against your enemies. So I was waiting for Twister to come out and, do something to us. Come on, Twister. Okay, Twister. Sometimes that radar map in the corner of the screen isn't always accurate. Sometimes it tells you enemies in your environment are not or something, but it might be too because of different levels. It doesn't tell you like if you're on the upper level or a lower level, if they're below you or above you. And that actually becomes a problem. This game wasn't so much a problem with the first Twisted Metal. There wasn't really much depth in the first Twisted Metal, but in this game there is. In this game there are like upper levels, like you can drive up on that thing and drive below or something like that, or there's like a building if they could drive onto like the Eiffel Tower in that previous level. So I think Twister's just about, Twister's dead. We killed Twister, enemies are toasted, but wait, something happened. Last year's boss rises from the lava. I must win, Calypso. I have a score to settle, he yells. He comes after you for vengeance. Ooh, it's boss time. They're going to go after the first boss in the game, and it's Minion. I remember Minion. Fun fact, Minion and Sweet Tooth are the only 2 car models that are in this game that were reused from the first Twisted Metal. Pretty much all the other models in this game were new for this game. So there's Minion coming after us again. He's the same as he was in the first game. We actually learned something interesting about him now. We learned that Minion is actually a demon from hell this time. We didn't really know anything about Minion the first time we found him, but this time we know that he's a demon from hell. He has a grudge against Calypso. He won the 2004 Twisted Metal Championship, and now he comes after us with vengeance. He blames us for the reason why Calypso screwed him over. Well, let's just stock up on homing missiles. Homing missiles are really useful against bosses. So you just stand out in the far end of the game, the far end of the map, and then you can just, even more homer missiles. So then you just spam them at him, and you pew, 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 like that, like spam them, and you can really take out things. So look, we already took out about a quarter of Minion's health already. Minion is really powerful, and the good thing is, too, you can actually play as Minion in this game. It's the first time Minion was actually a playable character. It's really cool because Minion is a badass. Minion's like all big and like he could run you down and stuff like that. And he could actually usually crash enemies. He could kill off enemies easy. Sure, when you play through the game, it's just like with Minion, the tournament mode, it's just like Sweet Tooth where you don't get any passwords just so you can save the game. But with Minion, it's really hard to lose his minions, how big and strong he is and how powerful. He has a special weapon that recharges really fast. It has an ice shot in it that freezes you. It also has homing missiles and it has like other kinds of fire missiles in it too. It's a really powerful weapon, so it's really overpowered. It's probably the most overpowered weapon in the game. But he's a boss, so it makes sense he would have an overpowered weapon. At least of all the playable characters in this game, he's the most overpowered. So the final boss of this game is not a playable character. I don't want to spoil anything about the final boss, but yeah, the final boss is not a playable character. So right now we're just running away from our lives, trying to get away from that Minion. I know Minion's going to probably attempt to do something, the way that Minion is. Let's destroy the statue. It's probably something below. I don't think we went down, because we reset everything in all in case, let's reset our health and reset everything below, everything in the level before we went off to fight minions. There's probably some health down here. And oh look, yes, there's this health, there's fire missiles, there's acme bombs. They're actually called ricochets, but I like to think of them as acme bombs. Because they look like bombs from Looney Tunes, like in this old Warner Brothers Looney Tunes cartoons. So just give him whatever he got left, and he's gonna run there. And look at that! Enemies toasted, minions destroyed. I did it all on my first try. Quite remarkable, actually. And so, that's the end of this part. This is Ray Phoenix, signing out.